Good morning, Year 1. It's Monday the 1st of February and this is your Phse lesson. Today we're going to be looking at how you would tackle a new goal. So we're going to be thinking about tackling a new challenge and understanding how this might stretch your learning, but also how to identify when you feel when you're faced with a new challenge. For this lesson you will need some paper and a pencil and perhaps some colouring materials. In our last Phse lesson, we discussed how we learn best, and then we worked along an adult towards the goal of making our lunch. We learned from our adult as we worked out each step we had to take. And when thinking back now to last session, you wrote some steps in order to reach a goal. Here are some of the steps that you made. So we've got a picture of Joseph making his sandwich, following his steps. Freya has written her steps how to make an omelette, and we've got these are Freya's steps, and then we've got some steps here how to make a sandwich, finishing with enjoy. I like that. And we've got some more steps here, how to make a hot dog. That was from Summer. So what we did was crumble down the task into smaller steps and really thought closely about what we had to do in order to reach the goal of making our lunch. Now we're going to be thinking about those steps again today, but we're going to apply them to a new situation. Before we start, we're going to take our Calm Me time, and there is a link on the Class Dojo page which takes you to a guided meditation. So you can pause the video here and go to the dojo page and do that guided meditation. Now what I'd like you to do is stand up and stretch as high as you can. Stretch to the left, stretch to the right, stretch up to the ceiling on your tiptoes as high as you can. So you're going to stretch your body in as many different ways as you can. Stretch forward, stretch backwards, stretch towards the floor. One last stretch all the way to the ceiling. Our bodies are really, really stretchy. Can you think of anything that's stretchier? You might have thought of a caterpillar, an elastic band. When we learn new skills and new things, we have to stretch our thinking and our skills. This usually means trying over and over again, stretching a little bit more and a little bit more. And then when you learn to play the recorder, for example, you might have started on learning 1 or 2 notes, but when you've stretched your learning, you learn 4 or 5 notes and maybe enough to play a tune. All the time we stretch our learning. And part of that is those steps that we made last session to break down the activity. Because as we did that, we had to learn from our adult as we went along. We're going to open our mind now. How does it feel when we start to learn something new? Have a talk with your adult about that. Think of the last thing that you learned that was new, and how did it feel? Pause the video while you have that discussion. And there's no right or wrong answer here. You might have felt excited to learn something new. You might have felt nervous, or you might have felt a little bit scared. None of those answers are wrong because we all might feel differently in that situation. Now today, you're going to have a new challenge. It might stretch your learning. How does that make you feel? Excited? Nervous? Let's see how you feel after you've stretched your learning. So like last lesson, I've used our steps here to write the steps that you need to take in order to learn the new challenge. So step 1, you're going to make a handprint or draw around your hand. Step 2, you're going to cut around the print of your hand. and that's going to be your flower. Step 3, you're going to decorate it to make that look like a flower. Step 4, you're going to fix the handprint to an end of a pipe cleaner or to a stick. You might have to improvise there, use what you've got at home. It could be a spoon. Step 5, attach the other end of the pipe cleaner to the end of a green garden stick by winding it around the top. Again, you might improvise there. You may just make your flower, cut around your hand, decorate it as a flower, and then put it on top of your stick. You need to learn how to fix it on. So some of your flowers that you make might look like these. These use pipe cleaners, and they've got 4 petal hands. You might make your flowers like this. You might use straws like here, or use some cardboard to stick your handprint flower on top of. So you can be a bit creative with it, but you need to understand the steps in the process. So adults, as you're making it, if you could please reiterate, okay, first we're going to do this, next we're going to do this. We haven't got this, so what could we do instead? And you'll have to persevere with your cutting, and you'll have to work out how you're going to stick your flower onto your stem, and what you're going to use for your stem that you've got at home. You might want to add some leaves to the stick, or use more than one handprint overlapping to make the flower. It's up to you. You can be a bit creative with it. I want you to make your flower, and then after you've made your flower, have it spend a little time to reflect. And I want you to think about and speak to your adult about how you felt when you succeeded in making your flower. So if you could write a sentence about how you felt when you had succeeded making your flower, that would be fab. Or you could tell your adult, and your adult could write it down for you. So I hope that your flowers look really great. I'm looking forward to seeing them, and I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing how you felt when you succeeded in making your flower. I'll see you later.